iPhone customization mods. I don't know why I did that. What is going on, guys? It's Phone Repair Guru. Today we're going to be converting this iPhone XR into an iPhone 12 Pro Max. So I did make them install the power and volume buttons this time because I just hate doing that. It's one of my least favorite repairs or things to do with your iPhone. So this custom housing was sent to me by a company called Fans Create. I did crumple up their sticker. My apologies. If you guys do want to buy this custom housing, click the link in the description. It's actually a really cool mod to do, and most people cannot tell the difference. Obviously you guys will be able to tell after this video, but to the average person, an iPhone 12 Pro is an iPhone 12 Pro. Let's take a look at this housing and see how realistic it actually is. So they did a really good job with the cameras this time. This is a real camera, and the fake cameras usually they don't look too realistic, but with this housing they actually do. Of course, the LiDAR sensor is just a black dot. So we turn it around, we have one camera module, and the back cameras seem to be part of the back glass, which is the smartest thing to do because there's obviously no space to put cameras because it's an iPhone XR. Without further ado, shut up, Uber Eats. Without further ado, we're going to get my phone customized and make it beautiful. I'm going to turn off the phone. Now it's time to open up my phone. We're gonna hit it with a unscrew. Open it up. So this is my personal phone. I don't put on the water resistant seal, and I've been in here plenty of times. I've actually done 3 custom housings with this phone, so it's not going to be in mint condition, but everything is where it should be for the most part. First things first, we're gonna unscrew the battery, disconnect the battery, unscrew. Now we can remove our screen. Remove. Now we have the phone ready to go. So the best thing to remove in the beginning is the logic board. So to remove the logic board, we're going to disconnect every single component that is connected. Now it's time to remove the logic board. So the logic board is screwed in by all of these screws, and these specific screws hold other screws within them. So it's important that you have the right screwdriver. It looks like this. If you don't have it, you can use a Phillips, but it is very possible that your screwdriver will slide and you might damage the board. You do also have to remove the SIM card reader because it is holding down the board right over here. So we're just gonna unscrew. So in one of my short videos, I asked you guys which shows I can watch, and you guys gave me an insane amount of shows. I'm gonna return the favor right now. Watch Loki on Disney Plus. Hands down one of the best shows. We're gonna remove the SIM card reader and put that right over there. Now we can take a spudger, and we're just gonna gently lift up our logic board and put that in a safe place. The best thing to remove first is usually the charging port, and then put the charging port on the custom housing. Work one by one, because when you have everything out and then you put it back in, it gets very hard to keep the screws organized. This way you can organize these screws, put it in, organize the next screws, put them in. Unscrew. Comment down below if you would do this to your phone. I personally would do literally any customization available to my phone, but I'm a bit of a different story because I can fix any problem I create. We're gonna gently lift this guy up, and it is an antenna, so it's connected right over there. We're gonna take our spudger and just unclip that connection. Now we can remove this. Now we can remove our Taptic engine. This is the little thing responsible for your vibration. Now we can remove our speaker. There we go. That's the speaker, and inside this little pouch, there's these little styrofoam balls. If you watch my videos, you'd already know that. You want to make sure you don't just rip off the charging port. It is glued down, and there are 2 screws at the bottom. Now we're gonna add just a little bit of heat, and with the heat the charging port comes off really easily. It's actually 2 pieces, so you want to be careful, but we can just give it a tug and slowly but gently lift it up. Now we can remove our charging port. There we go. We're gonna take our housing now and do the reverse. It's always a good idea to add some glue just to make sure everything sticks down the way it should. Okay, so we got the charging port done. It's kind of cool with the red. All that's left is the cameras, the antenna, the battery, and the wireless charger. So first things first, we're gonna remove the battery because it's in the way of the wireless charger. We're gonna pull on the forbidden cheese. We're gonna take option number 2, which is drown it in alcohol. If you guys fix phones and you have this squeeze bottle, you need one. It saved my life multiple times. We're gonna take our spudger. Also guys, let me know what you think about the camera and the audio. I'm still working on stuff, but it's only gonna get better from here. So we're gonna take our spudger, and that came off quite easily. There we go. We're gonna let that evaporate. That's done. Now we got to unscrew. So removing the wireless charger is a very tedious task, and it's very easy to rip it. Even if you rip it, usually it still works, but it's best not to, right? So what we're gonna do is remove this black cover here. We're going to unscrew. There we go. Check out these tweezers though, very fine tipped. So we're going to pull on this guy just a little bit. There we go. What we're gonna do now is heat this guy up. Got it nice and hot. We're gonna take our Jimmy tool. It smells kind of bad though. I think I burnt something. Doesn't matter if you take off the black piece, just don't rip it. So we're gonna take a plastic pry tool. In this case, we'll be using a card, and the goal is to just get under. I don't like ripping it too much because it looks really ugly. Usually it's still functional when you do. So we're just gonna slide our card around. There we go. We have our wireless charging coil off intact. So we're gonna take our custom housing and we're gonna remove this plastic seal. Also guys, before I get this done, don't forget to like and subscribe. These videos do take a tremendous amount of effort. I do release short videos almost every day and long videos at least once a week. Put on our wireless charger. Now we're ready to transfer over our antenna, our back camera. Unscrew. And this over here is the NFC chip. You want to make sure not to forget that. If you do, you won't be able to do debit transactions or just scan stuff. It's kind of annoying. I've broken it a few times. So we're going to remove that. There we go. And now we don't need this housing anymore. So we've gotten everything off the original housing. It's kind of cool. Apple has their own little logo here. So if you're ever curious as to is your housing original, you can always check the corner here under the charging port and you'll see that little Apple logo, and then you'll know. What we're going to do is we're going to start off by putting the NFC chip back on. You kind of have to thread it through like a needle and guide it to the point. There we go. Now we're going to put the camera back on. So quick warning, your flash is not as good as the original flash just because it's been moved and there's no bracket over it, so light does seep in the device. Put the antenna back on. Now we're all ready to put in the battery. We're going to grab the tabs that came with the housing and apply them. Wrap this around, and I'm not going to place our battery just yet. I'm going to actually place our motherboard first. Now we're going to install the SIM card. Nope. You want to always make sure you install this little piece when you're installing the SIM card reader, because if you don't, you won't be able to eject your SIM card, and that's going to be kind of a big problem. Now we can install our battery. Okay, so we have everything installed, everything is connected. It's time to put on our water resistant seal. A lot of you guys have been asking me how you put this on. It's really not complicated. You just align it and the seal kind of does the rest of the work. You want to make sure that you go over the seal with a spudger or something just to push it down and make sure it's actually sticking to the housing. There we go. We can take that off. Now we're going to install the screen. I haven't actually tested anything out yet, but I'm very confident that everything works. There we go. Get that crunch. Put in the bottom screws. And now the moment of truth. We're gonna try and turn it on. Okay, so we do have the device on. I just changed the screen because the old screen was pretty scratched up. Not really worthy of this beautiful housing. So we're going to test everything out, make sure everything works. Face ID is still working. Everything else seems to be pretty good. Let's play some music. So the back of the housing is actually really accurate to the 12 Pro Max. The sides, the finish it's nice, but it's just not quite there yet. And it does seem to scratch a little bit easy. It definitely looks a lot better than the XR. I do have to give kudos to Fans Create for those cameras because that is really, really good. The last one did not look that accurate, but this would pull as an iPhone 12 Pro Max. And in the future, I want to go to the Apple store and kind of just troll them around and say like it's not working or something along those lines and see what they say. See if they even notice, because they might not. Obviously, it's not sitting as flush because this is a rounded screen, but those bezels are a little less intrusive than the XR to 12. So that is definitely cool. I will see how my friends react to this, whether they think it's a 12 Pro Max or not. If you guys want to do this, again, link is in the description. You are installing the flash and the volume buttons on your own. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. There will be a lot more, and the quality will just keep getting better and better. Yeah, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Take care.